Hello, friends. Welcome to my craft room. My name is Daryl Walter of Pickled Peppers Creative Cafe at pickledpepperscreative.com. Today is Thursday, April 11th, 2024. And Thursdays are the days that I come to hang out in my craft room, and I invite you to hang out with me. So welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you? Hopefully you're having a good week. I hope that you're having a crafty week. As for me, same song and dance. I've had kind of a busy week this week. I am doing some testing, and so I've been busy after work studying and taking quizzes. So that on top of trying to be crafty and working full time. So I've had quite a busy week. Hopefully your week, hi Amy, hello, hello. Hopefully your week has not been filled with as much work, but more crafty work. How are you, Amy? Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Come on in. Thank you for coming to hang out tonight. Hi, Beth. How are you? Happy Crafty Thursday. Thank you so much for coming to hang out today. Hello, hello. So don't forget when you come in, say hi. Let me know how you're doing this week. Let me know if you're doing anything creative. I love to hear about your creative endeavors. Beth, what colors are being retired? You know what? I will grab the catalog. Actually, while we're chatting, I will chat with you, and let me grab the catalog, and I will let you know. You should be getting your catalogs if you are a customer and you have shopped with me in the past 6 months. Oh, let's get over here. You should be getting a catalog from me in, a week and a half to 2 weeks. Not too early, but early enough that you can oogle and Google as I have been doing. Let's make sure we have you. All right. Does that look good? Amy, no work for you. Crafting, yes. Fantastic. I am thrilled whenever someone has the opportunity to be crafty. What are you working on, crafty? Hi, Nympha. Hello. Happy Crafty Thursday. Excited that you guys are here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, thank you. So don't forget when you come in, say hi. Let me know if you're watching live or you're watching the replay. And of course, chat along with me while we're creating. I love to chat with you. And I may not see your questions or comments right away, but I will definitely respond to them. Sometimes lots of things are happening. Most often, I'm paying attention to what we're creating. By the way, tonight we have a fun fold. We haven't done one in a few weeks, so I thought it was high time we fit a fun fold into our creativity tonight. So we are definitely going to be doing that. Beth is asking which in colors are retiring. So, Amy's making scrapbook overlays. Fun, fun, fun. I love scrapbooking. In fact, I'm not sure if I shared my story about how I got started, but it was definitely with scrapbooking, and then I transitioned to stamping and card making, and I have to say that I love it all. All right, Beth was asking which in colors are going to be leaving us, so I thought I'd grab the annual catalog, the one that looks like this. By the way, if you didn't know, I will say again, this catalog is going to be retiring on April 30th, and we have a new catalog coming in, and there's so much fun in that new catalog. If you don't have a demonstrator, and you'd like a catalog, leave me a comment in the section, or leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to make sure that you get a catalog. All right, Beth, so Can everyone see that? You see on the top there where it says 2002 to 2004 in colors. So that is the Sweet Sorbet, Parakeet Party, Tahitian Tide, Starry Sky, and Orchid Oasis. Those are the outgoing in colors. And then moving over a little bit, these are going to be with us for another year. And that is the Copper Clay, Wild Wheat, Boho Blue, Moody Mauve, and Pebbled Path. So these are our friends that we can say goodbye to. They will be leaving. Which one is your favorite, by the way? Do you guys use any of these colors? I don't know. I'm a purple person. I like jewel tones. So both, it's kind of hard to see, but both the Starry Sky and the Orchid Oasis. And that, I don't know, I never thought I liked green. I like green. I'm an undercover green liker. Isn't that funny? That, those bright, almost neon greens, the Parakeet Party, Granny Apple Green, Lemon Lime Twist, I find that I gravitate towards those. So yeah, I never thought I was much of a green person, but I'm realizing that I am. So those are those are the colors that are going to be leaving us, and pretty soon we will be seeing the new catalog and the new ink colors. I can't wait. I cannot wait to show you guys. All right, with that being said, I can show you the cover of the new catalog. Do you want to see the cover? I can give you a bit of a sneak peek. Is anybody up for a sneak peek? There it is. No, I am kidding. Here is the new catalog. It is going to be live and available to purchase from May 1st until April 30th. So May 1st of 2024 to the end of April 2025. So doesn't it look like they're having fun? Don't you guys want to go here and make cards and stamp? I do. Yeah, I cannot wait. So you guys, if you, like I said, if you are my customer, if you have shopped with me, hung out with me, taken classes with me in the past 6 months, you will be getting your catalog in the mail. And if you would like one and you don't have a demonstrator, I will still send you a catalog in the mail. So make sure to leave a comment below. Hi, Julie. Welcome. Thank you for coming to hang out with us. All right, so my card is a fun fold. It's something that we haven't done before. I saw it from funstamper.com, and I thought it was high time that we do a fun fold, right? We haven't done one in a little bit. So let me tell you, the retiring list and the last chance campaign has already started. What that means is that the products that are going to be retiring are available. Some of them are on sale, up to 60% off some of the things. So if you haven't had the opportunity, there's a link in the description with that goes to my online store. So if you just want to poke around and see what is out there, there are lots of very beautiful products that are discounted, and it's while supplies last, and it's going to be going on through the end of the month. So I wanted to mention that to you, and the reason that I chose this paper. So I could have chosen several different ones. I have quite the pile behind me, but this is called the Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper. It's a really big pack. I have used it before. This is going away, and so I don't know exactly how many sheets are in here, but it is pretty thick, and this is retiring. So I think it's like $15 for this whole pack of paper. So this is the paper that we're going to be using. And I've already chosen a couple of pieces. You guys can maybe help me decide what we'll be using. And we're going to do a little bit of coloring too. So let's talk about the stamp set that we're going to be using. It's actually a bundle. It is the Lovely and Sweet. So we haven't seen this one before. And it's a stamp and die bundle. It is Cling, in case you were wondering. So Cling is the red rubber. And it adheres to your acrylic blocks. So we have photopolymer, which are clear stamps, and you can see through the stamp in the block. And then these we call Cling. They're red rubber, but they're made, there's an image on the back of them. I don't know if I've ever shown you that, but there's an image on the back so that you can actually see this through the block and have a little bit more confidence in your stamping. And so we're going to be using this one. I'm a sucker for flowers. I do love flowers. I do have to be careful because I will find myself gravitating towards fruit and food and flowers because I don't know. That's how I am. So, but we're going to be using this Lovely and Sweet. And then I have chosen, I am using the Stylish Shapes. Let me grab that. I intended to see where the Stylish Shapes were in the order of retiring because for some reason I thought they were, and then I forgot to confirm it before I got on camera. But if you have the regular annual catalog, you see these little goodies on the top. So these are the Stylish Shape dies, and you have stitched circles and squares and banners. So this is one of my favorite die sets. We're going to be using the largest two squares tonight. So we are using that as well. And then maybe bling. I don't know. Bling is a necessary thing, right? All right. So here is what we have. And I've gone ahead. I'll make both of them, but I'm going to do one or the other with you tonight on camera, the fun fold that we're doing. So do you guys like the Misty Moonlight and the Night of Navy better? Let me know. Or do you like the, I want to say this is Petal Pink, Garden Green, and Old Olive? I am on the fence. The first one that answers, we're going with it. You tell me what we're going to be using. So we're going to be using 12 by 12 designer series paper, and we're going to cut it 5 1/4 by 12, and then I'll show you a fun way to fold it. We also have the 2 squares. Oh, thank you guys. Julie Petal Pink, Beth Petal Pink. All right, you guys, Petal Pink it is. We have well, let's go ahead. Let's put this aside, and I'll make this one later when I'm watching TV and relaxing and getting ready for the day tomorrow. Oh, Amy, you said Misty Moonlight. I will tell you what. So I have the 2 pinks, and I'm going to go with those. But I will make that Misty Moonlight one, and I will post it tonight because I'm going to make it as soon as we're done here. All right, so let me tell you what we have. We have the 2 stitched rectangles, or I'm sorry, squares. We have a piece of 3 3/4 by 5 basic white. We have a piece of 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. This is Old Olive. So we have these, and this actually is our card base. So you can get 4 card bases from 1 piece of cardstock. All right, so we're going to put all of these aside, and then I have some scrap white and of course our 12 by 12 designer series paper. Now let me tell you, if you are going to be recreating this card, the first thing I want to tell you is if you're new here and you haven't hung out in my craft room with us before, what was I going to say? Oh, I just lost my train of thought. Okay. It will come back to me. But anyways, we have 12 by 12 designer series paper. And you will want to make sure that the pattern is nice on both sides and that it kind of coordinates, okay? That's important. So that's why I chose the two sheets that we had. And for you newbies, I was going to give you a tip, and I completely lost my train of thought because I had a lot going on in my brain, but if it comes back to me, I will definitely share. All right, so let's get started. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I said we're going to do a little bit of coloring. We didn't talk about the elements on the stamp set and what we're going to be using, so I will show you that, and then we'll do some cutting. So we're going to cut our 12 by 12. I have here Old Olive, Daffodil Delight, and I think this is Pecan Pie. Yeah, this is the light pecan pie. So we'll do a little bit of coloring. And then in terms of stamping, we are going to be using this big flower. There's a die that goes along with it. So we're going to do a little die cutting too. But here are the dies so you can kind of see how they coordinate. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Julie. I think the colors are really pretty together too. I was really torn. I thought I had my mind made up, and actually you guys chose the pink, and that's what I had initially decided to use. So you can see how the larger die here will cut this image. And then there's one for, I'm not exactly sure. This is some kind of seed pod, I think. Do you guys know what this is? I have no idea. I never have an idea. I just love flowers. And I think we might use the this one. I don't know. Maybe we'll use one of those. And then I'm going to be using that So Sorry sentiment because unfortunately I need it. So the card that I'm making tonight, I'm going to be using personally as well. All right, let's get started. I'm chatting away, and our card is a little bit involved. All right, so let's start by bringing in my Stampin' Trimmer. And remember, I am going to cut this 5 1/4 by 12. Since this pattern doesn't have a direction, but the reverse side does, I'm going to cut on this side just so that I kind of know which direction that I want the pattern to go. This isn't directional, but it is in that we have lines, right? So I think that I want my lines to go up and down. Yeah, I want them to go up and down on the card. And so for that reason, this will be my 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut it right off, right along the 12. So you can get 2 cards with this piece of designer series paper. And this is really nice. So then here is our 5 1/4 by 12. We're going to make 4 score marks here, 2 and 4. So let's go ahead and score this at 2. If you are new here and you're not familiar with our Stampin' Trimmer, can you see there are 2 blades here? Let me pull this down a little bit so you're able to see. Can you see that there are 2 blades? There's one for scoring and there's one for cutting. So this is my cutting blade. I like to have it on the bottom so I can scooch it out of the way and I don't make any mistakes. And I say that because I have made mistakes in the past. So the easy way to do this is to cut or to score at 2 inches and 4 inches on both sides. Now I remember what I was going to say. If you're new here and you want to refer back to the video, you will be able to do that because I ask Facebook to never delete it. So if you're going to recreate this card, and this is for everybody actually, But if you're going to recreate this card, you can come back here to my page and get the dimensions. All right, enough chatting. So I've scored it at 2 inches. I'm going to score at 4. And then I'm just going to flip this around to the other side, and we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to score at 2 inches. I think this card is really pretty. And 4. All right, so we have a little bit more cutting to do. And so I am going to grab a pencil so I can make a little notch mark so that we know where we're cutting. This is the most difficult part about this whole card, and really it's not difficult at all. So I'm going to turn it to the short side, so the short side is at the top, and I'm going to scooch it over to the 2, and then this groove, let's bring this down again so you can see. This groove is where the blade makes its cut or score. And so I know that it's 2 inches. I'm going to put just a little hash mark at the 2 inch. And then I'm going to turn this over to the opposite side and do it again. Let's make sure that I was a good girl. Yes. And then I'm going to put it right at the 2. Make a little hash mark. All right. That was the hardest part of this. Oh, Julie, you love yours. Me too. Me too. This is the most useful if you're, I think you're talking about the Stampin' Trimmer here. This is the most useful tool, and I use it all the time, I promise. I love my Stampin' Trimmer. Okay, so we're going to flip the long way again. And let me just tell you, let me fold so you guys can see. It's kind of hard to see with all of this busyness going on. So the outer edge, I might actually turn it the other way. I think I like the pink. Yeah. So you're going to accordion fold. Your outer edge will fold to the outside. So this is going to be the outside of your card. And then your next fold, you'll just accordion back and forth. And then this one will go in. And then there's our outer fold. Did I do that right? Yes. All right. Let's make sure I did that right. No, I did it. Here we go. All right. Here we go. Do you see that? All right. So again, if my flowers are folded forward, that first fold goes to the back, so it's outward, and then the second fold goes in, and I think it's a little less confusing if we flip it around and do the same thing. All right, did that make sense to you? So here we have it. Now we're going to go back to our hash marks. Can you guys see? Does that help you to see a little bit better? We're going to put the top of our score mark right on the cut line. And we're going to put that hash mark right on the cut line. So here's the top of my score, and here's my hash mark. I want to cut that right off. And then I'm going to flip over, and we're going to do the same thing on the opposite side. And you need to save. We're going to save these two little pieces that we cut off. So here's my little tick mark right there. So I'm going to put the tick mark right on the groove, on the cutting groove. And I'm also putting the top of that score mark. Can you see? The top of the score mark right on the cutting line, as well as the little tick mark that I made, and slice it right off. Okay, we are done with the trimmer. Let's get this right out of the way. So you guys, do you think you can do that? All right, so here we go. If you have folded, so this is the front of our card. If you have folded it and you would rather see more of the reverse pattern, easy enough, just flip it over and fold in the opposite direction, and you'll get the same thing. I'm not going to do it because I don't want to make any more confusion than I have. All right, so then let's bring in our bone folder, and we're going to give a nice crease to our score lines so that our card lays flat. We'll flip it right forward. So yeah, that was the most painful part, that little cut that we made. This is the top of the card, so that you're following me. Let's bring it in. This is the top of our card where the angled pieces are. All right, I'm going to turn it back towards me, and remember I said we were going to keep the two corners that we cut off, and we are going to glue them to the bottom here to make it look as if there's another fold here. So this is another reason that directional is important, because we are recycling those pieces. We're not getting rid of them. All right, so I'm going to use liquid multi-purpose glue because I want to be able to move that piece around to get it where I want it to be, and hopefully my glue is going to cooperate with me. Let's see. Oh, it's being really nice. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of liquid glue. This is the multi-purpose glue, but I put it in this little fine bottle, which I'm loving because of that fine nozzle. Okay, and I'm just going to align it right to the bottom edge. As soon as I adhere the other one, I will bring it a little closer so you can see what we've done. And be careful if you're using liquid glue, because if you get too much, it will ooze out like I did. And we don't want to glue our flaps down. It's one of the reasons that I love this little bottle, because I have such a heavy hand when it comes to liquid glue. I think I'm not using a lot, and it turns out that I am. Hi, Anna. Welcome. Happy Crafty Thursday. Thanks for coming to hang out with us. We're making a fun fold. And the good news is that you can still have access to the beginning of the video when we're done, because I am going to save it here. All right, so this is what we have. Cool, right? You see how that kind of gives the illusion that we cut a diamond there? So this is our base. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for the thumbs up and the hearts. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you. All right, so this is our card base. Let's go ahead. We have the, we're going to do a little bit of stamping now. Actually, let's go ahead and grab some adhesive. I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal Plus. Remember the 5.5 by 4 1/4? This is our base. So this is what's going to make our card sturdy. As it's closed, we're just going to glue it, adhere it right down to our card base. So let's go ahead and do that. This will make your card stiff, or at least, you know, the designer series paper is obviously thinner than the cardstock. So this is going to give our card a little bit of girth, some strength. Uh-oh. Let's do that again. I want to make sure that I get it even. Why don't I just start from the side closest to me, and that seems to make a little more sense. There we go. All right. So this is our base. Still have a little bit of glue there. It's still drying, and that's okay. We're going to put it aside, and we're going to let it dry for now. And we're going to do a little bit of stamping. So I have, remember I said I have some scrap basic white, and I am just going to be using black memento. So this smaller piece, this is the 3 3/4 by 5. I have glue here somewhere. I'm going to flip this grid paper over. Otherwise, we're going to stick to it. I don't mind if it sticks to the glass mat. We can get rid of that. But I don't want it to stick to our work. So this smaller is the inside of our card. Let me bring it back in. We're going to give it a little bit of decoration, and we're going to put it on the inside. We'll do that in a minute. Let's go ahead and do some stamping and coloring. Now, remember on our stamp set, we're going to use as our main focal point, we're going to be using this large flower. So let's go ahead and stamp it and color it in. And I'm stamping with black memento. If you're new to stamping, when you are going to be coloring, there are two, I have two inks that I prefer to use. If I'm doing any kind of watercoloring or loose coloring that's kind of, you know, wet or damp, then StazOn is great because it doesn't bleed into your work. And then if I'm using Stampin' Blends or any other reason that I use black, this is my most utilized ink. It is the Memento Tuxedo Black. So we just inked up our stamp, and we're going to go ahead and stamp it right down onto our scrap of white. Ooh, look it. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? All right, so let's bring our Stampin' Blends markers in. And I don't think I'm going to color the entire flower in, so let's see. I'll use, do I want to use the lighter? Yeah, let's go ahead and use the light. If it's too light, we can. And let me tell you what I'm going to do. Just right here in the center, I'm just going to scribble along those little lines that are there. So nothing fancy. The great thing about blends markers, they're made with alcohol ink. And when you drag over top of it, it grabs the color and it blends it right in. So for people like me that, I won't say that I'm not a colorer, but I don't really have the patience to color small spaces. It's great. Alcohol ink markers are fantastic for that. So I didn't tell you guys that the RSVPs or registration is open for my monthly card class. By the way, I'm using the dark Old Olive. The blends come in a two-piece set, one light, one dark of the same shade. So I am coloring the lines in with the darker color, and then I'm going to drag that lighter color across when I color in the leaves. But yes, monthly card class. We have monthly card class. In monthly card class, we make 8 cards, 2 each of 4 different designs. We meet on Zoom, or sometimes people take it to go. There is, your class will include a full color PDF. So if you like to work independently, you are welcome to do that. Or if you want to come hang out with us on Zoom, you can do that as well. It takes about an hour and a half to create all of our cards, and we laugh and talk and create. Monthly card class is fun. So monthly card class this month is going to be the 4th Saturday. Usually it's the 3rd Saturday, but for April and May, it will be the 4th Saturday of the month. from 10:30 until noon. Sometimes we hang around and chat afterwards, and that's fun as well. But RSVPs are open until April 19th, and the link is in the events section right here on my page. Oh, I don't know if I meant to do the outside here, but and then card class is always free with a minimum $30 purchase in my online store. So you'll get a class kit in the mail with everything except for stamps, ink, and adhesives. You'll need to provide those. And then everything else that you need to create the cards will come right to your door. How's that? So yeah, if you're interested in monthly card class, RSVPs are open. Registration is open for that until the 19th. Other than that, I think that's the main thing. We have the new catalog going. I can't tell you a whole lot about that other than there are really, really pretty things in there. I'm excited for it. All right, we're almost done coloring. This is the most painful part. I think it probably takes about 5 minutes, which 5 minutes seems, when you say it, it seems like a short time, right? But if you're an impatient colorer like me, 5 minutes seems like a long time. This image is really, really beautiful, you guys. I love it. Wait until you see what we have done here. It's really beautiful. And again, I am coloring the lines. So I'm just following along. Can you see how willy-nilly I am with it? I'm not careful about anything. I'm just following along with the lines that the stamp made. So nothing, you know, it doesn't take creative prowess, should I say that? All right, so your blends have 2 tips. It has a rounded tip and a brush tip. And any time I'm able to use that brush tip, it covers a lot of real estate, so I am all about it. I am using the brush tip. I will say that if you're using the brush tip, be careful not to go too close to the edge, because if you are not accustomed to alcohol ink markers, the ink moves and it will spread outside of your lines. For me, I don't mind too much because it looks, you know, it looks artistic. I don't know, I like that look, but you know, you don't want it to do a whole lot, so you just want to be kind of careful. And I'm just dragging the lighter color over the darker, and it does its own magic. That's the amazing part. I like the Stampin' Blends. Stampin' Up! Also has Stampin' Right markers. They're like traditional markers, and they are in all of the colors in the main color families and the end colors as well. And some people prefer them. I prefer the alcohol ink because it does the work for me. Plain and simple. Like I said, I'm not an expert, which is why this is my go-to, and it does the work for me. Isn't this beautiful already? And then I'm just going to take that pecan pie, and there are some pods here. I just wanted to give it a little bit, so I'm on the brush end again. I just wanted to give the image a little bit more color, and whatever these pods are, I just imagine that they would be some other color. Oh, I missed a couple of stems. I imagine that they would be some other color than green, but they might be. I have no idea. But in my world, they're pecan pie. All right, I'm going to bring that light in. And just, I missed a stem right here and here and here. Okay, voila. Look what we have made. Is this beautiful? I love this stamp. Beautiful, beautiful. All right. So let's go ahead and do the rest of our stamping. And then we'll assemble our card. Decide whether or not we need embellishments. And we're done. So we've done most of it. I'm going to trade this out. That looks marked a little bit. Remember I said I'm going to be using that So Sorry sentiment because I need that. So that's the sentiment. But there's also a congratulations and just sending a bit of love your way. So there are some nice sentiments to use there. But we're using the sorry. And I've gone ahead and mounted it. So this is what it looks like. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Beth. And I am going to stamp on the basic white rectangle. I am positioning it as in the diamond orientation. I'll say it that way. And that's the way it's going to go on the front of our card. And I'm going to squeeze the sentiment right in this corner, in the extreme corner. I want it as far right as I can get it, because we're gonna put this image on top of the die as well. So let's go ahead and let's adhere it to the larger. So this is the matte, the old olive. And here's our sentiment layer, and we'll just kind of put it smack dab in the middle. There we go. And then the dies. So we need to die cut our image. Here's that large die cut. You'll position the die cut over your work. Run it through your die cut machine. And if you are really, really good at it, through the magic of video, voila, you'll have it. But I wanted you to see how I colored it and how we cut it out. I knew we would run a little bit close on time, so we'll use that for our other card, maybe. Maybe. All right. And then let's go ahead and we're going to adhere this around our sentiment. Now, I'm going to bring in the card base because I want to make sure wherever I put this, so we're going to put this here. I just want to make sure that I'm not going to go over the edge because we need to put the card in an envelope. But this is how it's going to line up. And then the other thing is we are only going to be adhering, let's see, it's going to be the left. Oh yes, a book opens from the left. So the we're going to put dimensionals on the left side of the reverse left side of our die cuts. So again, I'm going to scooch that right up. And I think what I'll do is go ahead and adhere this while I have it in place so that I know where to put it. And I'm only adding adhesive to the right side just because I don't want it to stick. I don't want it to stick our flap down. All right, fantastic. There we go. Now, an easy way to adhere this, let's go ahead and adhere. I am going to, here it is, grab my Take Your Pick tool. Oh boy, that's a pretty empty sheet. Let's see. Oh, good. Here we go. So I'm I'm going to put a couple of adhesives or dimensionals, Stampin' Dimensionals. This is double-sided foam. I'm going to put one here, one here. Let's put one in the center also. I'll put it, let's see if we can put it here and get away with it. All right. Let's go ahead and peel the backing off. And we're almost done. We have a little stamping for the inside. We'll place this right down in the center. Isn't this a cool fold? Do you guys think this is super cool? And it will open like this. Oh, thank you, Alan. Thank you, Beth. Isn't this so cute? I think this is so cute, and that image is very, very beautiful. All right, I have to remember to, let's scooch up some. I'm using my grid paper to make sure that I stay in the camera view. All right, the last thing that we have to do is we're going to grab that mat from the inside. Remember, we're gonna put a little bit of stamping there. And I think what we'll do is, let's grab the stamp set. I don't know. I think that this might be a little too hardy for the inside because we're going to need to write on the inside. So let's grab, oh, that looks like I've already mounted it. I didn't realize I did. All right. Let's get this, scooch that out of the way and that out of the way. And then we're just going to stamp this image with the black memento, and I don't think we're going to color it in. I'm a fan of that. I don't know. I think when I go into the store and I look at the greeting cards, that's one of the designing techniques that they use. They'll mirror the image from the outside. Sometimes it will be large and, you know, grayscale so that the words appear, the sentiment appears over top. And then sometimes there's a little bit of something in the full color. Oh, very nice. We could color that in. I don't want to. Oh, thank you, Anna. Isn't this a fun fold? If you guys do this, you'll have to share with me that you did it. All right, and then we're going to pop this right down in the center. We'll give it a little bit of Stampin' Seal Plus, which I love. It's so strong. I have confidence when I use it that the elements are not going to pop off of my card because it's a really strong adhesive. So I do like it. All right. And here's our card. So I don't know, because I'm using it as a sympathy card, I was on the fence about, thank you. Oh yes, Nympha, I think so. It makes it classy, doesn't it? I think so. Because I'm going to be using this as a sympathy card, I don't think I'm going to put any embellishments on it. I think the flower says enough. Oh yeah, I agree. Black and white and a pop of color is one of my favorite things to do when I'm creating. So what do you guys think about that? You think you'll make this card? It's really, really easy. And like I said, you can come back here. The video will stay right on the page. So if you want to recreate it, you can rewind the video and everything. All right. So let's talk about what we used. And I haven't put them back inside. Let's grab this, but this is a bundle. It's the Lovely and Sweet. There are dies, so it comes with the stamp set, and then it comes with the coordinating die set. Since this is in our current mini, I believe it is carrying over. Right now, the bundles come with a 10% discount, but once they once they transition into another, they carry over into another catalog, then they're sold separately. So I wanted to mention that. We use Stampin' Blend markers. Again, we had the Daffodil Delight. We just colored the center of that flower. We have Old Olive and the Pecan Pie. And then also retiring is the designer series paper we elected to use tonight. And I will go ahead, I'm gonna quick create the Misty Moonlight and Night of Navy, and I'll get those posted. I'll post a picture so you're able to see it in both colors. And then we have the Delightfully Eclectic. And that's this thick pack. It is retiring, but it's a thick pack of designer series paper. It's bigger than our regular packs, and I think it's just a couple of dollars more. So it's like $15 for this whole massive pack, and so that's where our designer series paper came from. The only other reminder that I have is monthly card class. So remember, monthly card class right here on my page in the events section. If you're interested, you can get a description of the class, but class is an hour and a half. It is on April 27th. The registration closes on April 19th, and we'll be making 8 cards to each of 4 different designs. So let us go ahead and turn our camera up. Hello, lovelies. Thank you so much for hanging out in my craft room tonight. Fun, fun, fun. I hope you liked the fold that we did. I think it's super, super fun. Who doesn't have designer series paper already, right? All right, you guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out in my craft room. Thank you for allowing me into your space to create with you. I am so appreciative of your time. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Hopefully you have the opportunity to get creative this weekend, and hopefully I inspired you to. So thank you. Oh, thank you so much, Nympha. Have a great night, a great weekend, and I will see you guys right here next week. Same place, same time. Once again, if you need a new catalog, make sure, oh, thank you, Julie. I thank you so much. I do. I think it's fun. If you need a new catalog, they will be on the way. If you shop with me, you'll be getting a catalog in the mail already. And if you don't have a demonstrator and you need one, leave me a comment below. All right, you guys. Thank you a million for hanging out with me. I will see you next week. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll see you soon. Bye.